Welcome to the Blues basketball media coverage for the NBL1 Round 3. Second leg of a double header between tonight the Frankston RSL Blues and the Geelong Supercats. I'm Damien Arsenis from the pickandroll.com.au, and joining me tonight is Ash Arnott. And Ash, we just saw a thrilling finish by the Blues women, earning their first game of the season, a 1-point win over the Geelong Supercats. Are we going to see a trend continue in this men's clash tonight?
I think so, Damien. Well, firstly, it's great to be here. I'm excited to watch tonight's matchup. And I think Frankston has a great chance to get off to their first win for the season.
Very good. And, of course, they're suiting up a new import tonight, Nigel Young, who apparently has a greater than 40-inch vertical.
Well, just watching in the warm-ups there in layout lines, it does seem that he can get up. So, I mean, well, the crowd, the anticipation, waiting to see what kind of dunks he can pull out tonight.
And, of course, the Blues are entering tonight's game searching for their first win of the season. 0-2 after they lost to the Melbourne Tigers at MSAC last week. It was a 92-103 loss. Again, Frankston Blues have been able to show they can really fill it up. They just haven't been able to stop the opposition.
And, yeah, listen, with the new team that Coach Harms has brought in, it does take a little bit of time to build that chemistry. Now they've had they've had the 2 games together and a whole pre-season. Coach Harms will be expecting that chemistry to start to build, and I'll be expecting them to keep Geelong under 80 points tonight if they really want that win.
So just going through the starting lineups for Geelong, we've got Nick Owusu, Lewis Thomas, sorry, I'm getting them confused, Marlo Hicks, and DeMarcus Gatlin. What a player he is. We'll talk about a bit more about him later. And Lewis Varley, that's rounding out the starting 5 for them. And we've got Lachlan Barker, Igor Hadziomirovic, Damon Bozeman, wasn't he a dynamo last week? Majuk, the big man in the middle. And Nigel Young making his debut in Blues colours tonight. So we're just about to get underway here at Frankston Stadium. It's a full house here tonight. School holiday action tipping off round 3. NBL1. The Geelong Supercats enter tonight's game with a 1-1 record. So they'll be after a win to climb the standings, and the Blues, of course, looking for win number 1. We're underway, and it's the Blues in possession. Input Damon Bozeman, first touch. Goes straight to Majuk. What a pickup he's been. Off target with his first touch, playing with New Zealand Breakers last season. Stolen by Damon Bozeman.
I like it so far. A bit of contact. The ref's letting it go.
So what matchups are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, Ash? I like the first one we just saw with Majuk and Hicks in the post. And definitely this matchup here between Thomas and Young.
Hadziomirovic was trying to get it to Young. And Young's going to be called for his first personal. He gets his first statistic as a Blue. It's probably not the one he was after.
Just easing himself in there, easing himself in. A lot of energy amongst this crowd. It could be from the first game already, but playing at a high tempo.
It's great to see a crowd feed off such a close contest as we see foul called on Hadziomirovic. Again, a former Melbourne United player. There's a few of them out there for the Blues. We've got Hadziomirovic. We've got Majuk, of course. And we've got another one set to join them soon, Dan Trist, who's playing over in Spain at the moment.
And if we want to take it way back, we can even say young McDonald, when he was a development player, back before United were known as the Tigers.
So scoring's underway, and it's Gatlin at the charity stripe. So Lachlan Barker bringing up the ball, the Sydney Kings development player, as we see Young with his first meaningful possession. And again, he probably would want to put that one out of his memory bank.
And listen, his first game tonight, Damien, the nerves would be running high, especially in an environment like this. He just needs to take a breath and find his way into the game.
And he landed on Monday, I believe. Nice move inside. Majuk gets his hands on the offensive boards, and it's going to go they're going to call it. It's off Supercats last. So it goes Blues' way. The opening moments of the game. Hadziemirovic. So a little bit messy early.
Yeah, the Blues just need to slow down a little bit. They're taking some penetration lanes. They're just quite not there. They need to move that ball from side to side, get that defense shifting. I like the first play where they tried to feed the well with Majuk. I think they need to go back there.
Nice reverse layup by Thomas.
Thomas causing some issues for the Blues defense.
Well, Thomas is a good versatile player. Been getting involved in a little bit of 3-on-3 action as well as some of these players have been. Barker probing. Nice dish off to Hadziemirovic, goes under. He draws a foul and go to line for 2.
Just like the move before, Damien, with Thomas and now Iggy, they've done a great job of getting 2 feet in the paint, getting the self-balance so they can explode up against that contested defense. Good moves by both boys.
So Hadziemirovic with the first point for the Blues tonight. The crowd are really just longing for some action, especially after that thriller we had earlier in the women. Owusu showing a nice turn of pace. Oh, lovely move. Can't finish by Varley. Bozeman pushing the tempo. I'll tell you what, you don't want to be in front of Damon Bozeman in the open court.
He's definitely a bull. But, you know, Damon, you touched on this earlier tonight when you spoke about the Blues defense giving up some high scores. That was just far too easy there for, I believe it was Varley that got through that gap. Blues defense has to pick up and contain that penetration.
Bozeman kick out. Hadziemirovic for 3. That was sweet, and it's the Blues up 5-3. The nice little penetration kick out there by Bozeman. Set it all up. And making plays again. Nice little layup by Bozeman. He's involved in everything right now.
That was much better defense by the Blues. Hands in lanes, being disruptive. Got him a steal. Same again.
Another one. This time it's Young. Oh, he's trying to show the handles. Did a little bit too much. And the soft foul's called. He doesn't like it. He's just got to get that balance right, doesn't he?
Yeah, listen, a great job getting his hands in the lanes there. Maybe a little bit too fancy there at half court, but he shouldn't feel too bad. Nick Owusu's been doing that for years. Stripping very good point guards at half court, but he can't compound a mistake with a mistake there by fouling that and one.
So Young takes a break. That's foul number 2 on him.
Not the start he would be looking for, but Harms just having a little chat with him, calm him down a bit.
So both go down at the line for Owusu. It's a 1-point ball game early in this one. Oh, Barker putting the moves on. Lovely dish. Hadziemirovic has to dish it out, though. Bozeman. Kick out. 3 ball. It's good!
McDonald comes in. Instant impact.
From exactly the same spot that Hadziemirovic hit from. And a good defensive play there by the Blues, and it's Barker off and running. He goes all the way.
Great push there by Barker and tough finish.
And the Blues are up by 6. Oh, a lot of contact. And Varley's going to pick up foul number 1. Oh, his second foul, actually. There you go. So early foul trouble for both Varley and Young for the Blues.
And what's noticeable right now with the Blues offense is they're trying to push their tempo, Damien. With an undermanned Geelong team right now, coach is going to have to go into his bench, especially with foul trouble, so Blues want to continue to play with this tempo and push Geelong's defence.
Well, the Blues have got the players capable of getting the tempo up, like Damon Bozeman, case example, Barker, Hadziomировich. They're those type of players that can push the tempo, as we see.
McDonald, and he can light it up.
I was going to say, if he put that down, I was going to call him the microwave. They're going to Hicks. Kick out 3. Thomas. He's trying to ride that one home.
I'm liking Thomas for the Supercats right now. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's causing some problems for the Blues defence, but just how fundamentally sound he is, playing low, well balanced. Harms is going to have to look for a matchup for him.
Hicks thought about the 3. Thomas. He was long. And Hadziomировich pushing the tempo. Oh, great transition.
Pass.
Knock in the head.
Good one more.
Kick out. Bozeman.
Thomas again keeps
The
popping his head up.
Supercats are up
Oh,
and running.
great pass.
Oh, a lot of contact. Hope he's all right. That was going to be a dunk if there was no foul.
That was precision passing there by Thomas. And great catch there by Gatlin.
It was a heavy foul, but he was certainly making a play at the ball.
But that's what, that's what the kids want to see. They want to see this game be played above the rim, and that was definitely the example we've been talking about. We're probably expecting that type of athleticism from Young. Not so much Bozeman, but, man, he's a bull on the ground and he can get up.
So Gatlin at line. Makes no mistake. He's up to 3 points, joining Owusu. Well, for the Blues, Hadziomировich has 5. As we see Hicks take a break. Now the Supercats looking for a bit of a quicker lineup.
Mark Goodwin into the game for the Supercats. Goodman, very talented junior with Vic Country. Good to see him playing for Geelong.
Majuk, hands off. McDonald to Hadziomировich to Bozeman. They go straight to Majuk against Thomas. Pound for pound, Majuk's got this matchup, and he just powers his way inside. Majuk gets his first points of the game.
I like that for the Blues. They have to take advantage of that mismatch with Majuk in the post.
Good hands by Garrett. Looked like a clean strip, and he's called for a foul. But certainly Majuk now with Hicks on the bench, he's certainly got the size advantage on Thomas.
Has to take advantage here. Thomas doing a great job trying to be physical, but Majuk is just a little bit bigger right now. But Geelong doing a very good job of attacking that perimeter, getting 2 feet in the paint. Blues have to find a way to contain.
So Rabula scores his first point. Gets on the scoreboard after just checking in. Can't get the second, but a big rebound by Gatlin. Thomas thought about the shot. Lovely
Great
pass
pass
down low. And Gatlin flies in to clean it up.
Really demonstrating his athleticism right now. Not sure who's guarding him, Dame, but we've got to find a body and box him out.
That's surely a foul. And McDonald pushing the tempo as well. Drew a foul on Gatlin. So that's Gatlin's first. Hadziomировich to inbound to Garrett. Straight back to Hadziomировich. He likes that matchup. Can't get the step back. And Thomas cleans up.
Great idea by the Blues. I would have liked Iggy to maybe back down Goodwood there, use his strength to get 2 feet in the paint. But the fadeaway still looked nice as well.
Fadeaways look nice if they go in. Yeah. So we see Thomas misfire from deep. Bozeman, he's going all the way. Able to get separation.
It's tough to start that ball when he's going into that speed.
Oh, and Gatlin at the other end. Returns fire. He's going for N1.
He's showing us why. He's averaging 19 points in the league this year, Damien. He's just so hard to guard, especially at that speed.
Well, certainly between him and Bozeman for the Blues. Very hard to stay in front of either of those players in the open court.
And like you said, what they do really well is they're able to drive that shoulder in without causing an offensive foul, create separation from there and explode up. And at that speed, it is very difficult to guard.
So the Blues come up with the ball on a missed free throw. It's a 3-point lead to the home team.
I'm interested to see how long we can continue to play at this tempo. We are playing very fast, and there's been limited subs so far.
Blues nearly turn it over. Hadzimerovic rides the contact, and he's going to go back to the line. This time, it's Rebula that picks up the foul.
3.5 minutes to go. Both teams are now into the bonus. Be looking for the coach's instruction. Get to the rim.
Makes no mistake with the first. Hadzimerovic having a great season for the Blues already and looking to impose himself on the game. He joins.
He looks strong, he looks fit.
He joins Gatlin as the game's leading scorer. They both have 7 apiece. Owusu to Gatlin. Oh, that's the guy you want the ball in the hands. Lovely pass back to Owusu. He's long. Majuk. And now Garrett on the break. Bozeman goes himself. Majuk. The offensive rebound. Yep, and here you go.
Great cut by Bozeman. Great find by McDonald.
And that smart play. Owusu tried to double team Majuk knowing it was going there, and Bozeman snuck behind it.
And that's just the experience by McDonald to find that open player in the paint. Tough pass, but he was able to execute it.
So Bozeman up to 6. Rebula was wide open in the key. They missed him. Owusu going to work. Lovely spin and finger roll. McDonald, he's going to take him on. Can't finish. And Owusu now pushing the tempo. Gatlin goes through the legs. And now the Blues are running as well. This is a frenetic pace.
Game's being played a little bit too fast. They need to slow it down and find the right shot.
And Majuk can't handle it.
Damien, both McDonald and Gatlin right there trying to create a lane that wasn't really there. We've gone up and down 3 or 4 times. We haven't got really good execution. It's time for the point guards to take the lead and say, this is what we're in, boys.
So we're seeing some extended pressure by the Blues. Rubula kicks it out. Thomas, top of the key. Drills iron. And it's going to go Blues' way. So inside the final 2 minutes of the first period, it's been a frenetic pace. And the Blues are hanging on to a 5-point lead as we're seeing the Supercats extend some pressure. Garrett.
Great pass.
Corner 3, it's good. And the Blues now open up an 8-point margin. So Pierce steps into the game and hits a 3 with his first touch.
And he did a great job there, getting to the corner, making sure the ball could see him. And again, 2 feet in the paint, balance, was able to get the pass out there.
And it was a youngster, Garrett, finding him too. So some good poise by the Blues junior. So I think we're going to see a few more changes come in now and maybe early in the second, because these players can't maintain this pace through a full 40 minutes. And the Supercats come up with an offensive rebound.
Again, that penetration really impacting the Blues here on defense.
Yeah, Goodwin managing to find a way to get inside. And like we said earlier, it's been the Blues' ability to stop that penetration. They're very good at doing it themselves, but they haven't been great at stopping it. Majuk, big offensive rebound, and just muscles it up. And we're seeing that extended pressure continue. Thomas. Turnaround one-hander.
Tough hit. That was a tough shot.
That was a super tough shot. We see Barker now take control for the last shot. Shot clock switched off. Loses the handle. Transition three. Oh, that would have hurt. And that's for end of the first period here at Frankston Stadium in round 3 NBL1 action. And it's the Blues taking a 7-point lead into the first break. Ash, I'll just run through the leading scorers of the game. For the Blues, it's Hadsio Merovic. He's got 7. Bozeman's got 6. And McDonald 3. And on the flip side, for the Supercats, it's Gatlin 7. Owusu's got 5 and Thomas 3. And really, it's been a pretty even game. It's just that the Blues have been a little bit more efficient scoring, shooting 54% from the field.
Yeah, and the Blues did a really good job to take advantage at the end when Hicks went off with Majuk in the paint, helping keep that lead. But it's just been a game, a very fast game. Early on, the tempo was played the right way. We saw a few execution of sets. But ever since then, Damien, the game's been played really fast. I think both coaches will be looking for a bit of poise from their point guards. There's a difference between playing with tempo and playing too fast. I think we've just dabbled too far into that fast style of basketball.
And is that a case of just a new team coming together and really trying to find their identity and finding where they sit?
Yeah, without a doubt, but also too, both teams doing a very good job of trying to be disruptive in their defence. I think that little half-court trap Geelong put on there for the last 2 to 3 minutes definitely caused some issues for Frankston. But just some of the athletes trying to create some lanes, maybe not quite there. But listen, I like what I see from Thomas. I know a few of his shots haven't been dropping, but I think he's doing a really good job of utilising his mismatch with Majuk at the offensive end for himself. Majuk hanging around the basket, trying to be the protector. Thomas is just getting that lift in and find himself open around that elbow and 3. So Majuk taking a break now, so it'll be interesting to see what the Supercats do to take advantage of that mismatch that they'll have in the post.
Yeah, certainly. And, of course, the Supercats are without their other import, Anthony Williams, tonight as well. He's out injured, so they are certainly missing him a little bit tonight.
Well, the Blues are definitely having trouble with their one import, Gatlin.
They certainly are. And, of course, the Blues are suiting up their new import, Nigel Young, who got himself in early foul trouble as well and is yet to have any impact in the game. Just finding his feet.
I'm sure the nerves have gone down now, a quarter in, and let's see what he has to offer for this second quarter.
As we see Hicks get inside, he can't finish. And Young, who's back into the game, gets the rebound. So a 7-point lead to the Blues. Oh, Pearce. That rattles over the backboard. Managed to save by Blythe. Goodwin. Straight into Hicks. They like this matchup with Majuk sitting on the bench. Howie can't stop him, draws a foul and goes to the line for 2.
And straight away, Coach O'Neill has seen that mismatch with Hicks and Howie in the post. They've fed the well both times. If it's working, continue with it.
Well, Angus Howie certainly gives them a bit of height, but he certainly doesn't have the physical presence of Hicks. Or the experience, for that matter.
Yeah, Hicks has been doing this for a while, and Howie been in his first year of NBL1. This is
well, everyone's in their first year of NBL1, but certainly at this level.
But what a great learning moment, you know. Coach Harms has got him out there, yes, to make an impact, but he's going to be learning every game he's up against veteran players such as Hicks.
Well, he gets the rebound, and of course, more importantly, giving some certainly a breather to some of the other players, because this game is just played at breakneck speed. Young fires away. He's off target.
And again, Blues playing too fast. They need to get into some of their sets and execute.
Gatlin kicks out. Good one for 3. Oh, that was ugly. Again, you could argue the same for the Supercats, just need to slow down.
Slow it down, Blues. Slow it down.
McDonald.
Little Spain action by the Blues there.
That was short. Didn't chase his rebound down. Supercats off and running. Can't finish on the break. And Young. Now this is a position you don't mind them running. And there you go. Nigel Young with his first points as a Blue. We've got to tell the announcer it's not Najeel, it's Nigel.
That's rare by Ducky, the announcer. He's normally great with names.
Certainly phonetically he's got it right, but that's not how you say it. It's Nigel Young. The little floater is long. And we've got a shot clock violation.
And Big Gus doing a good job being there, but he's too long to have his hand by his knees. He's got to show their hands and be disruptive on the shot. And you don't always have to block it, Damien. With his size, he can change plenty of shots with his length, so he just needs to make sure those hands are nice.
That's what you teach the kids. You get your hands up.
That's exactly right. There's no point in them being by your knees.
Barker. Oh, he likes that matchup and nearly gets it to drop. Certainly, I like the edge that Barker's got over Blythe.
And again, Barker's coming off, obviously, from last year's season into this year's NBL1 with a bit of form. And
yeah.
He spent...
experience, and he spent 4 years with Sydney Kings.
I was just about to say, he spent this whole summer season going up against Jerome Randall and those alike. He's definitely going to see the young fella there and think he can get 2 points and 2 feet in the paint.
Well, I spoke to Barker a week ago, and he certainly likes the fact that he's got a big crowd coming down to Frankston to watch games. Northwest Tasmania don't get as many as this, unfortunately.
Well, to be fair, it'd probably be a lot colder in their gym than this one.
This one gets pretty cold. Owusu going to work against Barker, and it looks like the Blues may have gone to a zone. Owusu misses, follows his own rebound. Saved by Hadziomировich. And Bozeman, he's going all the way. He's trying to go all the way. Kick out. Hadziomировich. Can't get it to drop, and Hicks comes away with a rebound. So the Blues up by 11 points. A lovely pass there by Gatlin. Finds Hicks. He's going to line for 2. That was good vision there by Gatlin.
Very good vision, and he was able to see that Big Gus came a little bit too hard on that hedge on that ball screen, allowing Hicks to get that separation. So great job of finding the right angle and the space to get that pass in.
Nonetheless, Howie's certainly given him a good couple of minutes, and it gives Majuk a bit of a break, and he comes back into the game. And I dare say he'll go straight to Hicks. And
both for Geelong and Frankston, those young fellas that do come into the game, that's going to be the constant communication from the coach. Boys, get in there, give me a 2 to 3 hard minutes. Be disruptive in the lanes, get after those offensive boards, and make an impact in those little ways. And that's certainly what Big Gus Howie did for the Blues.
Cleaned up.
Smart play by Thomas.
Just as a coach, you just cringe when you give away an offensive rebound off a free throw. So some good pressure by the Supercats, and that's got to be a backcourt violation. Supercats really surprised the Blues on that possession.
We keep coming back to it. It's just playing way too fast. It's kind of, the Blues guards are just catching, trying to punch that ball to the ground straight away and taking off without seeing the court first.
We're just waiting for the kids to wipe some sweat off the court. But the Blues are holding an 8-point advantage. It's certainly not a position they've been in very often this season. In fact, I don't think they have.
And definitely just adding Young to the bench would give them a lot more energy, knowing they have that extra firepower, so they're up and about.
They're deeper now. They can actually rotate more players through, knowing they're not going to lose as much.
And knowing they're going to have some legs going into that fourth quarter.
I just want to see Young get in the open court because I think we're in for something special. They go straight back to Thomas. Hadziomировich. Oh, it just looks awkward, but he's done that a few times now. The little one-hander. It's nearly like he's too far out to shoot that shot.
He is taking that shot probably a step too far out, but what I am liking about Thomas, he's so balanced, and he's making the defense accountable. That's better by the Blues breaking that half-court press there.
Bozeman's really taking control here.
Geelong going to the zone there.
Hadziomировich with a step back. Blues ball. Garrett looks like he's going to inbound. Now we've got a timeout called. Blues leading 29-21, 6:01 to play as we head in towards halftime.
Be interested to see what Geelong comes out defensively here. They were setting up for their 2-3 zone just then. Whether Coach O'Neill sticks with that.
So Gatlin, he's got 7. Hadziomировich 7. Bozeman's up to 6. They're your leading scorers. No one's really set the world on fire, but we talked about the Blues' ability to slow down and play D. Well, right now, this is really starting to turn into a defensive struggle.
Well, they've done a better job in this second quarter. As you could see earlier, they come out that hard hedge into the ball screen and trying to be disruptive that way. But it also made sure that back end, that weak side defense was more accountable and they were more active. When they're more active, it's going to create more problems on the offensive team. And then Geelong's just doing a great job of trying to be disruptive and make Frankston play too far. So you're right, it has become a battle of the defensive ends, but once that team starts to shift the ball, shift the D, we'll start to see some more lanes open up. And
well, that's what you need to do against the zone. Move the ball, shift it, and if they don't get out to your three-point shooters, well, they can certainly cause a bit of damage.
And Geelong obviously were setting up their 2-3 zone before that timeout. They've come out man-to-man. So I wonder if Coach O'Neill's got something up his sleeve here.
Well, it was obvious what the Blues wanted to do. Majuk won out, but it was poked.
Hicks doing a great job rim running.
The big fella, end to end. And we're seeing the extended pressure by Geelong.
Majuk just paused too long after that turnover and Hicks was able to take advantage.
Majuk had a deep seal. They couldn't get him the ball, but Garrett's fouled. I think that was on Owusu.
I'm loving the battle between Hicks and Majuk. They've both turned to the referee, both wanting a foul. It's getting physical down there in the paint.
Well, Hicks has 1 point, 1 rebound. Majuk's got 4 and 3. Garrett thought about the 3. Barker. But it's Hicks who comes away with the rebound. Now Gatlin. He's got a burst of speed. Goes straight past Garrett. Owusu. Good defensive play by Bozeman.
Good containment by Bozeman.
That's an air ball.
Good box out by Garrett there. Just those little details are going to matter.
And the Blues are going to set it up through Barker. Majuk open in the paint. Little baby hook short. And Garrett gets the steal. He can't finish. But Bozeman chases it down. Look at the big fella, Hicks. But Garrett just steps on the line. It's going to go Supercats ball. Look at the desperation.
We talked about those little details and the little impact that these young players can have off the bench. Garrett, great box out the defensive end, got a rebound. Down here was able to get a steal. Tough layup, miss, but then another deflection. A great minute there for Tom Garrett.
Certainly was. It would have been even better if he had made the layup, but
it would have. And I've jinxed him a little bit because now our Coach Harms has subbed him. I've been on fire the last couple of weeks. Every time I've talked a kid up, the coach has subbed him.
Owusu. Rebula hands off to Hicks.
They see the mismatch in the post there, Damien, with Thomas and Iggy.
There you go. He was the one step in closer, is exactly what you said. Thomas with the bucket. He moves up to 7. So a spread of scorers for both teams. But certainly that frenetic scoring pace from earlier is all but dried up. And Hicks is going to be called for a hold.
And this lineup, obviously, for the Blues right now, very interesting. They've got the firepower at the offensive end, which we keep talking about. But defensively, they give up some size and height with Iggy having to guard Thomas, which Geelong notices. That's going to be their big mismatch to take advantage of.
So I think you'll find Hicks just got hit with a technical as well. So 2 quick fouls by Hicks. No. Maybe I'm wrong.
Just a quick warning.
No, I think there was a miscommunication there.
I think it was just give the ball back to the referee in a nice manner.
Great transition by the Supercats. And a late whistle. We've got 2 shots and Harm's like, where was that from? But I think there was a little bit undue pressure put on there, and we're going to see the Supercats at the line, and the scoring's dried up for the Blues. And the Supercats are just edging ahead. They were up by almost 10 points earlier. Seemingly stuck on 29 forever.
And we asked for a bit of poise. I think they've taken it a little bit too literal there.
So Michael Rebula. I hope I got that right.
Rebula.
He makes both. Narrows the margin to 2. So the Supercats on a... I can't really call it a run. It's been a slow burn.
And this 1-2-2 half-court press has caused some real issues for Frankston tonight.
It's really taken the Blues out of any kind of rhythm they had. They're going to try and go straight to Majuk. They've got a massive mismatch as Thomas gets his hand on it. Shot clock's down to 3.
We think about that. Geelong did a fantastic job to just say, keep coming, Blues, keep coming, and then they jumped with that double team. But right then and there, the ball moved from Iggy at the point to Bozeman here on the right side of the court, and it didn't move. So defense didn't have to shift it all, Damien. So against the 1-2-2 press, it's working in Geelong's favour if that ball stays stuck just between those 2 guards.
It's certainly done the job, and even once they've broken it, the shot clock's down to 10 and they haven't really had a chance to run anything.
And you see there, Iggy was trying to point to Big Majuk in the post. And I'm sorry, I forgot which defender it is, but that weak side defender did a really good job of seeing the no-look pass, come to Barker in the corner for 3. And
it was Thomas.
Thomas.
Your man, Thomas.
Well, Thomas is just doing everything tonight for Geelong.
So a timeout was called. We've got 3:30 to play, but only 3 seconds on the shot clock with Blues with possession on this wing. So in this period, we talk about the scoring drying up. Frankston scored 25 points in the first term. They've only got 4 with 3.5 to play in the second.
And I didn't know the drought was that bad. There you go.
The Supercats have only got 9. But it's been a slow burn, as I said, as they get it in. Hadser Merovic shoots. He's outgunned 2-1, but that's McDonald flies in. And they go straight to Majuk on a mismatch. Oh, lovely spin move, but quick hands by Gatlin. Pokes it loose.
Great defense by Gatlin there, and a really good move by Majuk there. Just feeling Thomas on his back, getting that feel, seeing that he's open on that right shoulder. But Gatlin, super job to get a hand to that.
Well, Majuk showed a turn of pace on that spin. McDonald gets inside, too strong.
Tough finish. And what I like about that move there is McDonald went outside foot into 2 feet, which allowed him to drop the shoulder and to create separation for the layup. Tough move by McDonald.
Biller skip pass. They go straight inside. Owusu. It's got to go up. Majuk with a big rebound.
Good ball movement by the Supercats.
They got a good shot. Majuk is playing point. He breaks the press with ease. Maybe that's not a bad option. They're going to go straight back into him on Thomas again. Gatlin steps across with a double team. And I think Thomas is going to be called for a push. He certainly is. So that'll bring Geelong up to the limit. Again, that's a tough matchup for Thomas. He's got the height, but he hasn't got the physical presence to guard Majuk like Hicks does.
And he's battling in there, though. He's battling. He's doing a great job. He's getting low. But that length by Majuk just troubling a bit.
Bozeman's shot was long, and it's Thomas running point now. Hands off to Owusu. And they go straight back into Thomas mismatch with Bozeman. He's triple teamed.
Great cut by Owusu. Good find by Thomas.
Very good recognition by Owusu. Saw his teammate was going to be double teamed and cut straight into the space. So it's a 2-point margin.
A lot of
great defensive play. Oh, what a pass!
Great pass. Great
Gatlin.
pass by Blythe.
Blythe, first of all, came up with the steal and then threw it over his head.
If I had a teammate as athletic as Gatlin, I'd probably just throw it in the air as well.
But a great play by Blythe. Majuk, he's down deep. One out against Thomas. Owusu pokes it loose. And it's Supercats ball. So the Supercats have clawed level, and they're going to have a chance to take the lead.
The difference in the Blues to the Supercats basketball right now is when that ball's going into the post, the Supercats, and they're having great movement with that top player diving, the other post player lifting, so it's creating movement and making defense have to be accountable. At the Blues end right now, the ball's going into Majuk, and there's only a couple steps or a little bit of movements being made by the Blues guard, so it's allowing all the defenders to get a hand on Majuk in the post.
And of course, if Majuk misses a shot, there's no one to rebound.
There's no, unless Bozeman can get in there.
Rebula gets inside, and they've taken the lead. So this period has been all Geelong Supercats. And Hadzianovic misses the layup.
Need to use the backboard there.
Well, it was kind of like, I'm going to dunk this, and then he realised maybe I'm not.
And pulled out halfway through, yeah.
In between, and yeah, it didn't work for him at all. So the Supercats are going to go back up the other end and look to extend their margin. So we see a timeout called. Supercats, and they've taken the lead. They're up by 2, but at the free throw line, a chance to extend it to 4.
And McDonald there just pleading with the referee saying, hey, I'm a big boy. He just bounced off me. That's not my fault. Unfortunately, the referees weren't having it.
So Frankston, who was shooting better than 50% in the first term at one stage, they're down to 34%, 8 of 23 from the field. Whereas Geelong have just hung around. They're up to 46. And they've also had a few more shots as well. But pretty much everything else is even, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. And like we were talking, you just brought up with the rebounds. If Majuk's not getting the rebounds, the Blues are going to be looking to Bozeman, who's been averaging 7 rebounds a game, and Iggy, who's been averaging 6.5 rebounds a game, and they're just not getting that. Right now, Bozeman has 0 rebounds. So who's that next player going to step up and get on the glass? And when they're all standing on the perimeter waiting for Majuk to make a move, it is going to make it a little bit hard to get that offensive rebound.
Well, for the Blues, it's really been Tom Garrett as being the youngster off the bench. He's the only kid that's looked like he's going to crash the boards, particularly offensively.
And when you are trying to crash the board, you just got to be hard to be boxed out. You have to be active. You have to fake one way, go the other. We just need something from some of these Blues guards to get their feet in the paint and get a hand. All it takes, you don't always have to get the board, just a deflection, a tap out to one of your teammates.
Well, I thought it was going to be free throws, but it isn't. It's going to be inbound, and it's a great defensive play in the end by the Blues. Bozeman. Blues just need to get through a set. They really haven't been able to in this period. And look, they're all standing still. Bozeman. That was short. Look at Thomas, the big fella. And they're going to set it up. About 5 seconds differential between the shot and game clock. Good defense there by the young Blue. But we're going to get a foul called. I think it's going to be on Bozeman coming over the top. It is indeed.
And that's Gatlin's 5th rebound and I believe 3rd offensive rebound.
Certainly been very active.
So that activity we're looking from the Blues, Gatlin's showing them how it's done, and he's gotten to the line a few times tonight.
Misses the first. So we've got 14 on the game clock. Shot clock will be switched off with whoever gets possession. Makes the second, so it's a 3-point game. The Blues will be looking to have the last shot. And they're extending this pressure. Still, it's worked for them. Game clock's down to 2. This is going to have to go up. Beats the buzzer and it doesn't drop. So we're at half time and it's the Geelong Supercats with a massive 15-6 quarter. They all but shut down the Blues. They're taking a 3-point lead, 34-31 into the second half. And Ash, how did they get it done?
Well, I thought Geelong really kick-started their offense by their defence. That 1-2-2 press in the half court definitely caused some issues. Was able to create some deflections. I really liked what some of those young kids did with the Supercats. Blythe came in, had an impact. Rubula came in, he's not so much young, but he came in, had an impact. These role players throughout the season are now coming in and causing some problems. Gatlin obviously just doing a great job of leading by example, plenty of activity, pushing those lanes, and Marlo Hicks, although he went to the bench with his second foul, was able to have a really good productive 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, he hasn't let, of course, Majuk, who's been so dominant for the Blues, hadn't really let him get going at all.
And absolutely, and credit to Geelong, but it's also been the Majuk's teammates that's hurt him a little bit with that lack of movement that we discussed throughout that second quarter. I think one of those big emphasis Coach Harms is going to be talking to those Blues boys about is that ball movement. That ball needs to swing. It's been sticking. It's been pounded at the top by all the Blues guards to get that ball shifting a little bit more in the third quarter, and I think we'll see a lot more productive Frankston.
Well, we'll just quickly run through the leaders. Gatlin leads all scorers. He's got 10 points, 3 of 5 shooting. He's got 5 rebounds. He's been a dominant force. Owusu has 7 points, 2 rebounds, and Lewis Thomas, I've done it twice this game, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been in everything.
I can assure you won't forget his name after this.
And on the flip side, for the Blues, Hadsio Mirovic, 7 points, 3 rebounds. He's also got 3 turnovers. You probably wouldn't want me saying that. Bozeman's got 6 points. McDonald off the bench for a quick 5, but really, it's been the Supercats second quarter that's got them in the lead. They're up by 3 at half time. We're going to take a short break. Join us in the next 5 minutes for the second half here at Frankston Stadium for round 3 NBL1 action. Welcome back here to Frankston Basketball Stadium for this round 3 NBL1 clash between the Geelong Supercats, who've made the trip across Melbourne to Frankston, taking on the Frankston RSL Blues, and they're leading by 3 after a terrific second period. But certainly they just edged their way, just chipped and chipped and chipped until they took the lead, and if they kept going this way, they're going to win.
Well,
but of course, basketball doesn't work like that, does it, Ash?
It doesn't. The momentum was definitely with the Supercats through that second quarter, but half-time came at a good time for the Blues. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Harms has adjusted the offensive side for the Blues, and then with the Supercats with Coach O'Neill, it's going to be interesting to see, will he change up his defence again? I'm sure Frankston has put in a plan to get through that 1-2-2. It looks like they're starting in a 2-3 zone, so there we go. Coach O'Neill just putting some change up in his defence straight away. I like it.
Bozeman, first touch. Young, yet to see much of him. Bozeman looks at the 3. He's going to go all the way. Gets it to go. And that's what you need your imports to do, is just take control and put the points on the board, as we see good transition by the Supercats.
My man Thomas.
You've been on him all night.
I'm claiming him now. Supercats, that's my guy.
So the immediate reply through Thomas. Barker draws contact. He's going to go to the line for 2. So just a savvy play there by Barker.
And there's been a definite intent to try for the Blues to try and move the ball. Now that first play, obviously, that shifted from side to side, made the defence accountable, having to make a couple of rotations, and they're able to get that score. And then that time, Barker just doing a really good job of going downhill and creating that contact.
Makes both. Back to a 1-point ball game, and it's Owusu. Hicks. Goes straight back to Thomas against Young. Young played him really well. Majuk couldn't get his hands on it.
Good D there by Iggy.
Not quite sure why the shot clock went off, but pretty sure the ball hit the rim.
A great second and third efforts there by the Supercats.
Again, Thomas just getting his hands on the ball. You're right, the Blues are definitely moving the ball better. And Bozeman goes bang! A long 2. There he is.
They're going to have to do something about that matchup. Right now, I think Young is on Thomas, but Young went for the big steal at half court, missed it, put him behind the play, and Thomas was able to capitalise.
Oh, gambling can go one or two ways, can't it?
Right now, it's not going well. They gamble for the Blues.
Hadsio Merovic, he shoots from 3. That was short, and Hicks is now pushing the tempo. The veteran, blocked by Hadsio Merovic. What a play by Iggy. Young, pretty sure he did a bit of a hop there.
Yeah, and you can't do that anywhere in the world there, Damien. That's pretty sure even that's a travel in the NBA.
But Hadsio Merovic at the other end with a big-time rejection. So it's a 3-point lead still to the Supercats. Varley. Good hands by Bozeman, and that's unsportsmanlike. He'll complain about it, but there was no one between Bozeman and the basket at the other end.
And that's that clear path foul right there. And I believe that'll be Varley's 4th.
I believe you may be right. And he goes straight to the bench, foul number 4.
And unfortunately, he's just been in foul trouble all night, so he hasn't been able to find that rhythm. But
he's played 6 minutes for his 4 fouls.
And we've all been there. We've all been in that foul trouble, so I feel for him. But with that, Blythe comes into the game, and
he was good, particularly in that second period.
Well, he's definitely shown he's got a bag of tricks to him.
So Bozeman, though, he's looking ominous now. Hits 1 of 2 from the line, but it will be Blues ball and an opportunity to tie it up or even take the lead.
Bozeman's had a good 2.5 minutes to start this third. He's got a bit of a swagger about him right now, so I'll be expecting he's going to want this shot.
Hadziemirovic has it deflected by Owusu, who unleashes Gatlin, and then Bozeman gets his hands on it but can't control. Just desperation by both teams.
And just a veteran move defensively by Owusu, just keeping active hands. He's so quick that he's one of those athletes that can have his hands by his knees because he's getting up so quickly, and did a great job just to get a deflection there, create the steal. And I have a feeling if Gatlin would have caught that one on the run, we could have had a nice little highlight going the Supercats' way.
I think you're right on the money there. But Supercats ball. Owusu goes straight into Thomas. Gatlin, well read by Bozeman, but they've recovered. And it's Hicks on the little mini alley-oop.
Good body control by Gatlin to keep his footwork, stay down, and find Hicks in the air.
So the Supercats make something on a broken play. And it's Young. He's left wide open by Thomas, and that's long.
It looks like for a reason. And it will be tough for Young. He's going to find his feet. Listen, he's only had the 2 sessions with the team. So you could see just offensively there, he's trying to figure out what cuts, what movements he's supposed to be making. And
interior pass to Majuk, who spectacularly missed the dunk.
And somehow fell into his hands again.
Missed the layup on the follow. A deep seal, and Barker's called for the hold. It's actually a very smart play by Barker. He had no chance of guarding that one if Thomas was able to get his hands free.
Well, Thomas ended up finishing a layup. The ref said no score, but just shows it was a great foul by Barker. I'm not sure he meant it, though.
I reckon he did, but anyway.
Oh. Blues have looks like they've gone into their zone now.
They have. Hicks is left wide open. Hadziemirovic, though, picks the pass. And the Blues will slow it down and look to run a set. Bit stagnant. Hadziemirovic runs off Majuk and scores. But look at the Supercats. They want to run. Thomas, kick out. Owusu thought about the 3. Hicks puts it on the floor over his head. Thank you very much.
Crafty move there by Hicks. A little one-hand crossover there. And just kind of threw that one like a circus shot in the last second.
He'll say it was deliberate. Hadziemirovic loses his feet. And Supercats hang on to that 4-point margin. Just the Blues have, as they've threatened to close it, the Supercats have done something quite brilliant at the other end, just to maintain that edge.
And I like the fact that the Supercats offense, it's going through Thomas, and he's just making such great decisions here.
Nearly threw the ball away. Gatlin, off balance runner. And that's going to be a timeout to the Blues as Gatlin puts his team up by 6 with 5:24 to play in the third.
46-40. Damien, the one thing that you could really see offensively by Geelong with their post with Hicks, Thomas, and the other big that's coming into the game, name has escaped me right now, but they're doing a really good job of their relationship with each other and their ability to dive and lift. Keeping that space in the lanes for their guards to attack like Gatlin just did before on that play. But also, when that player is low, keeping that low defender accountable by keeping active, being a target, and it's taking Majuk away from that rim protection.
And of course Gatlin is doing the job at the other end. 14, he's up to 16 points actually and 6 rebounds. He's just been an athletic beast at the moment and been the one constant factor throughout this game.
Yeah, and what I like about it is he's staying in his lane. He's not trying to do too much. He knows when to release the ball. He knows when to take the shot. He's doing a great job of just leading his team.
And your man Thomas, 11 and 7. He's doing a great job at both ends.
Causing some issues, but what I really like what Iggy's doing with Frankston. He's trying to lead. He's been very vocal. You see the fingers pointing. The Supercats have gone back into this 1-2-2 now.
And the Blues are only just going to beat it. No, they're not. It's picked off by Hicks. Garrett's got his hands full against Gatlin, and Gatlin has 18.
There's no movement by the Blues right now. They need to get someone to the middle of the court. Once that ball shifted, we need to get someone across and then someone re-flash it to that middle. You got to bring that back line up.
Young gets inside, it's fouled. Nice move against Hicks. Draws foul number 3 on Hicks. So Hadziomировich takes a break. McDonald comes in. That's nearly a like-for-like substitution, isn't it?
Absolutely it is.
Young wills that one in and it falls over for his 3rd point of the game. Make that 4, and that was a lot more confident looking shot.
And you can find he's a lot calmer now in the game. He knows what his role is, and the chemistry will pick up as the game goes. Blues have gone back to that 2-3 zone.
Young got up there. Goodwin didn't want any of that because I reckon it did come off his hand. Just stayed very quiet, walked away.
Quickly, just a little smirk, walked away from the referee there.
Thomas nearly had his pocket picked. Bozeman just so quick.
I like the change up at defense here for the Frankston Blues in this zone, but you just see right now the hands are down by our side. The ball is easily being swung around the 3. Just making life a little bit difficult for this Blues defense. Got to get those hands up, be active, take away some of these passing lanes. That ball cannot shift as easy as it is.
Owusu feeds it inside. Gatlin poked loose by Young. So active hands by Young, and all of a sudden we're starting to see Young feeling a bit more comfortable. McDonald to Bozeman. Young feigned the 3. Hands off to McDonald. He's going all the way. Rides a contact. Can't get it to drop, and now it's Owusu. He nearly lost the handle. Young gets it clear. Bozeman hands off to Young. He can't get the layup to drop. And the Supercats just settle it down through Gatlin. Wide open shot. Baseline is an air ball.
And that tempo's really picked up again for the Blues.
Well, certainly it's... And they throw it straight out of court. But I was going to say, the up-tempo seems to suit the Blues more because as soon as they slow it down, they're really falling into the hands of the Supercats.
And I think that last possession where they did execute in the half court, it was the perfect execution with McDonald. It got to that 3rd side and he was able to turn the corner and get 2 feet in the paint. Just bobbled at the last second, but that's the way McDonald plays. And right there, it was the right decision to get the ball to Garrett. It just didn't execute the pass properly.
Gavula just kicks it back. Gatlin. 3-point from the wing. It's good! Blythe again. He's had some moments in this game.
And he's looked dangerous on that 3. He's been hanging around on that left side, ready to catch and shoot. So obviously he's been given the green light by coach.
Well, the Supercats have their biggest lead of the game at 9.
Great shot fake there.
Garrett for 3. That's long. Majuk with a big rebound. And McDonald goes straight back to Majuk. No double team. Comes late by Gatlin. That's going to be a travel. No, it's a foul. Pretty sure Majuk may have taken a little extra step there.
We'll go with the new gather step right there.
Maybe I was wrong, but Majook's going to head to the line. And Thomas picks up foul number 2. So Majuk really hasn't troubled the scorers much today. 4 points, 5 rebounds. So Majuk hits 1 of 2. Back to 8. But certainly the scoring just looks hard for the Blues at the moment. Good ball movement by the Supercats. Thomas kicks it back out. Another 3-point attempt. It's off, but Rabula gets the rebound. They go to Gatlin. Inside to Thomas, he's fouled. McDonald comes over his shoulder. And Thomas goes to the line for a couple.
And again, Geelong just showing how potent they have been. When that ball goes to the post, that opposite big has been diving down that opposite key line. And the Blues just haven't found a way to defend that yet.
Thomas's first rims out.
Good box out there by
both.
Majuk.
It was a good box out. So the Blues go to the basket through Barker. He draws contact and he'll go to the line for a couple himself. Supercats are well over the limit. So Blythe picks up foul number 2 as well.
I think you're right, Damien. The Blues do look a lot more comfortable when they are playing fast, but I'm not sure if they can continue going 1 against 4, 1 against 3. They are getting the foul calls, but especially going into that last quarter, will the refs put the whistles away?
Barker makes the front end. It's just getting that balance right. When they slow it down too much, it seems like the trapping of the Supercats, the pressure seems to be working, but when they push that tempo, they get a little bit more open, but it's just getting the balance right.
They just need to shift that ball from side to side. We're not saying they can't be aggressive, but just knowing when to drive and when to pull out.
Rabula going to work. Can't get it to go. And I think Majuk, foul's been called. It's going to go Blues' way.
I'm a little bit confused there.
I'm a bit confused.
Well
Thomas had the inside position.
Yeah.
Unless he hooked his arm or something, which I couldn't see.
Maybe we didn't have the angle, but I was just about to credit Thomas and how well he was doing with getting fingertips. It looked like both hands were in the air trying to juggle those offensive boards. But
well, he was certainly between Majuk and the ball. So, nonetheless, it's going to be McDonald. So, McDonald, valuable free throws here by the Blues.
I think that's Iggy.
Oh, sorry. It is Iggy. I need to change my glasses.
We did say it was a like for like early in the quarter.
So back to a 5-point margin. And that's going to be a foul call on Barker. So Lewis Thomas straight back up the other end.
And I think the big thing with Lewis right now, we continue to talk about his impact in the game, but I think it's his IQ that's having the biggest impact, his ability to know when he has a mismatch and capitalise that.
Well, he comes into tonight's game averaging almost 20 points and 11 rebounds a game, and he certainly looks like he's on track to get the rebound count there, and big final quarter for him. May well see him meet his average, and if he does that, the Supercats could be well on the way to victory. So Gatlin. Shot clock's running down. This has to go up.
And that was good D there by Barker on Gatlin. They just have to finish the play.
Oh, the no-look pass. That's got to be a travel. Brilliant pass by Gatlin. Had Rabula like, oh my goodness, I was not expecting that.
And it looks like Coach Harms has just been given a warning, asking for that travel a little bit too aggressively.
Oh, I think that stemmed from the previous possession where I think they thought they got away with one. So we're counting down the last minute of the third period. 5-point margin. McDonald throws it into Majuk. And Majuk was fouled. Looks like Goodwin may have picked that one up.
And that was really good by Majuk. He saw that he had the mismatch, but he got into his position before that pass was made, being able to angle and hook that back leg around.
And importantly, McDonald saw him and actually tried to get him the ball.
That's right.
There was a couple of times in that third period Majuk was open. But the perimeter players were being pressured and just couldn't find the player.
And that drop step seal there, kind of Zach Randolph-like.
So Majuk makes the second, back to 4 inside the final minute of the third. And it's in Gatlin's hands.
Calling for the head tap, asking for that screen up top against the zone. Good ball movement.
Rabula throws a dummy. He throws it away. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. So the Blues get a defensive stop, forcing the turnover.
Right idea. He thought he was going to find Gatlin on the 3, and Gatlin had a different idea with the backdoor cut. But again, they're starting to look dead. Well, not starting to. They have looked deadly against that zone all night.
McDonald for 3. Oh my! He line drive that one in.
He doesn't need much time to get that 3 off.
Back to a 1-point game. Gatlin going to work, goes over the top of Majuk. That's not easy.
Oh, that is not easy at all against that size and length.
Clock's down to 10. Gatlin knocks it loose. And it's going to be Supercats' ball. Hadsio Merritt pleading his case for a foul call. So 8 seconds on the clock. Supercats with possession. They're going to look for the final shot. I was going to say, you want to step up your defense here, Blues. Don't give Gatlin an open court.
He doesn't need the start on him. He can do that much damage.
Oh, Gatlin! Can't get it to drop. This is going to be a heave. Ooh. Not far off the mark by Barker at the 3/4 time buzzer. Certainly the Blues finished strongly to end that period. They've closed the margin to 3, but it's the Supercats leading 53-50.
Hey, listen, better ball movement there by the Blues. It was obviously evident from the first possession they wanted the ball to shift, but Geelong's defense, just the disruptions, they're doing a great job of denying that wing pass and taking the Blues out of their offense, forcing them to pound the ball more at the top of the key.
Certainly, so it's 3/4 time. The leading scorer of the game, no surprises, it's Gatlin. He's got 18 points on 7 of 10 shooting, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's done a bit of everything. Thomas has 11 and 10 for his double-double. Certainly on track maybe to get his season average. And for the Blues, they've got 2 players in double figures. Bozeman's up to 11. He's got 3 assists, and Hadziomировich has 10. But he does have 6 turnovers. And for the Blues, you know, they've certainly got 8 points from McDonald, 8 points from Barker, 6 from Majuk. But for mine, Majuk really needs to get a bit more of the action, especially one out on some ball movement.
Yeah, well, the Blues obviously went away from that because there wasn't being as productive in that second quarter. But looking at the end of that third, I think he started to find his rhythm again and doing a great job of signaling to his guards, hey, I need another angle. He set me seal up early. And I think that's when the Blues in the first quarter, when Majuk was getting 2 feet in the paint with ease, that's when they looked their best, making the defense have to shift in. I just need more ball, not more ball movement. I need more movement on the outside when the ball goes into the post, and that is what Geelong has been deadly when the ball has gone into their post.
Yeah, well, especially when it goes into Majuk, you create space, especially if you've got 4 out with Majuk in there. You need someone diving. Need someone to dive weak side, particularly if he's going to work or even cutting into the free-throw line. There's been space.
Yeah, without a doubt, or even just we need a back screen with a flare cut or a down screen. Just keeping those weak side defenders accountable. Because right now, and we'll see when it goes down the other defensive end, Geelong does a great job of getting that high and low split line defense.
So the final term's underway here at Frankston Stadium. Friday night action, NBL1, round 3. Good defensive play by the Blues through Hadziomировich. Bozeman goes all the way! Young does a good job at holding the fast break of the Supercats at the other end.
And that's the start the Blues were looking for. Steal and a great contested layup.
Good double team, but exactly what you talked about you want the Blues to do. The Supercats had someone diving. So the Supercats get their first bucket of the final term. Keeps that margin at 3. Bozeman goes again, and he's drawn contact on Gatlin.
And Bozeman's come out with a mission this last quarter. His intent is to get into the paint.
It's only so some words with Gatlin. Might be querying, questioning, maybe just a general inquiry about, surely not. The high arcer misses. Bozeman, like Gatlin, get in the open court. They're nearly unstoppable. Such physical players as much as they are athletic.
And it's a really good sight for all the young kids to see. A lot of the time they do play off 2, and it shows how strong they can be when they're balanced and have that explosion off 2 feet.
Good hands by Barker. Sets off Hadziomировich. There we go. The Blues are getting out in the open court a couple of times. Couple of easy baskets.
And now the energy's lifted from that crowd.
Gatlin, kick out. 3 ball, time to set. Rims out, and Hadziomировich with the big box out. Good hands, taps it out of Bozeman's hands. Gatlin. Hadziomировich gets his hands on the ball. Probably not much else Hadziomировich could have done.
I don't think some players realise how long Iggy can be. And the old argument by Iggy is in hand a part of the ball.
So Hadziomировich picks up foul number 2, and Gatlin at the line, he's long. So Bozeman's quickly up to 14 points for the Blues. But Gatlin with that free throw, he's got 19 to lead everyone. So make sure you stay with us for this final term. It's a close one, 1-point ball game. Bozeman turns the corner, rides the contact, and the Supercats are off. Gatlin, he can't finish. Oh, the pace is certainly lifted.
Slow down, young
fella,
dear. Slow down.
Bozeman goes flying into the stands. He's okay. Certainly, they've lifted a gear, but they've gone to that out of control gear.
Yeah, we talk about that playing fast and playing with tempo and that difference. Playing too fast, we're seeing just these little errors that you don't expect from this level, but we need the players to come back play. It's okay to play with tempo, but you need to be balanced. We need to make good decisions. And William Pearce there, he just needs to trust himself. Take the ball down. If he doesn't have anything, that's okay. Let's pull it out, execute. Again, you keep the same aggression. You're just under control.
So it's going to be Supercats ball. And we have a ball game on our hands. Really setting up to be a thriller. And of course, the opening game tonight, the women, it was the Blues win a thriller. They came away with a 1-point win. And Taylor Lee with a dagger 3. in the last 30 seconds. Put her side up. Tough shot. Big rebound by Hicks. And Young can't believe he's picked up foul number 3.
One of the hardest things...
Actually, it's foul number 4.
Foul number 4 for him. One of the hardest things to do out of that zone is to box out, and especially the size of the Frankston Blues right now. They are small. They need to place a high emphasis on finding a body, boxing out. Well, that problem goes down a little bit now with Big Majuk coming back into the game.
Well, again, you talk about a zone and finding a body. Zone, you can't stand still in a zone. And if you stand still, you're giving up offensive rebounds.
And Big Hicks, he's hard enough to box out as it is, let alone trying to find him in a zone defense.
And that shot never looked like missing. That was sweet. Misses the second, though. Nearly put the mocker on him. He's got 8 points. And it's a 2-point game. Bozeman, he's going to work. Kick out, Garrett for 3, top of the key. It was long. Blues do a good job of getting back. Fabiola goes straight down to Hicks. Good movement off the ball by the Supercats. And it's Blythe, he pops up again.
Yeah, the Supercats off-ball action tonight has been tough to guard for the Blues. And Blythe doing a really good job of just bringing his little impact into the game.
And well, he gets a reach in there. That's foul number 3 on Blythe.
I like the offense from the Blues just before. Garrett lifting out of that, but he started going for his offensive rebound before it even let go of the shot. So he just needs to trust his shot, stay with it, go through his action, and most likely that'll turn into 3 points.
But you like the intent, though. He did what you teach kids to do, follow your shot.
Just a little bit too early.
Oh, nice look by Bozeman, but just a little bit too good for Majuk. So we need a bit of Steph Curry. It's in before.
It was the right idea, just wasn't the angle he was looking for, and it's always hard to catch that ball when it's thrown at his feet.
Gatlin. It opened up, he can't finish. Bozeman, he's got Iggy Hadsamarovic up the court. He goes all the way, and one! See, that time they played with control. Pace, control, and it seems to work for the Blues.
And that's it. We're not saying, hey, Blues, you don't have to stop attacking. We still want the attack. It's just about being under control. And if you don't have it on that first side, let's get the ball moving to the second side. Make the defense shift. Once we get that second, third rotation, those gaps are going to open up, and that's when we want the Blues to be a lot more aggressive. But credit to Geelong, they're doing a great job of just being disruptive and making Frankston think they have that lane that's not really there.
Completes the 3-point play, and we have a tied ball game. Gatlin trying to get it to Thomas. Hadsamarovic did a good job at fronting him. Rebula, he's short. Ends up in Hadsamarovic's hands.
And he's having a real presence now in this last quarter, both at the offensive and defensive ends.
So Hadsamarovic and Bozeman both up to 14 points.
Great take.
Good hands, though,
Better
by
hands.
This man. He goes all the way. He's short. It's frenetic. And a foul's been called. I think it's going to be on Majuk. I believe it is.
The physicality's picked up.
Majuk, it's only his second foul. But it's going to send that man, Gatlin, back to the line. But Owusu, it was his hands at the other end before that popped it free.
He's made a career on it, and it's good to see he's still at the age of 34. He's still got it.
He knew that wasn't going in. And it's going to go Blues' way. Owusu nearly tracked that down.
It would have been very disappointing for the Blues there if they gave up an offensive rebound when they had the size advantage at that free throw.
Again, this press. Even though they didn't get a steal, they've taken 10 seconds off the clock already. Bozeman. Such a great season in the QBL last year.
That ball shifting a little bit better. Tough shot. That's a tough shot.
No words are needed. You can hear it from the crowd. McDonald with a big three. Puts the Blues up by 2. Hicks one out with Majuk. Really struggled to get inside. Majuk played him well. McDonald played under control.
McDonald wants another one. He's feeling it.
Oh, lovely pass. Bozeman draws a foul. That was a beautiful feed, though, to Damon Bozeman.
And the Blues doing a great job. Now they're playing with tempo. Now they're playing with control. Really good job. McDonald could have let that one go after making the play before. Called the ball screen in by Majuk. Went downhill aggressively. Was able to find Bozeman, who made a great balanced move.
Yeah, sneaking back door. Rattles the first. But he certainly looks super aggressive in this final term. Rattles the second. And it's the Blues with their biggest lead for some time. They're up by 4. Good defense there by McDonald. Shuts down the door. Owusu with a fadeaway.
Gatlin just so creative and is able to find that open player in the court, which was Owusu this time.
But again, the movement off the ball by the Supercats has been very impressive. McDonald off target this time. And it's Owusu just slowing things down for the Supercats. Lewis wants it. They like this matchup. The smaller Hadzio Merovic guarding him. Can't get it to drop. It ends up in Hadzio Merovic's hands. Offensive foul called on Bozeman.
And Owusu did a good job reading that. He knew Bozeman was going to make that pro-hot move. Did a great job of getting in front.
So that's foul number 4 on Damon Bozeman. As Garrett takes a seat. And Barker steps back in. So it looks like the Blues are going to run with this 5 through to the end. Owusu left wide open.
That was a miscommunication, but a lack of effort between Majuk and Bozeman on that ball screen there. Lucky they didn't pay the price with that missed 3.
Majuk is going to go to work. Kick out. McDonald. He likes it. It's off. And now Hicks is running the floor. Look at the big man. Oh, great play by Thomas.
And a great change of speed, hesitation there by Hicks. Just making the defense stand up a little bit.
But Thomas off the ball created the space for him.
That high IQ coming into play again.
A savvy move by Thomas off the ball. So it's back to a tie ball game. Hadzio Merovic going 1 out. Thomas with the rebound. And he's pushing the tempo. McDonald with a good defensive play.
Great defense by McDonald there, forcing that tough shot.
Hadzio Merovic wisely kicks out. And the Blues are going to reset. 2.5 to play here at Frankston. Nothing separating either team. Bozeman, kick out, corner 3, Barker! The crowd are on their feet here at Frankston as Barker hits from the corner.
Good find, and Barker was ready to shoot that before the ball screen even happened. Great job by Barker.
Gatlin kicks out, Thomas feigns a 3. Tries to go in, good defence by Barker, but Gatlin gets inside and finishes.
And Gatlin just causing problems at that offensive end. He's so creative.
Well, that time he did his best work off the ball. So the Blues getting some movement. Hicks with a good double. Bozeman taps it out. There's bodies flying everywhere. Hadziomiric fadeaway. Hadziomiric with a big fadeaway. Keeps his team up by 3. The crowd are coming to life at Frankston. Gatlin, he's airballed it. And the crowd let him know. We're counting down to the final minute, and it's the Blues up by 3 looking for their first win of the season. Can the Blues make it a winning double tonight? Bozeman, kick out, corner 3! This time it rattles out. Gatlin's off and running. And he pulls it up. Owusu for 3. Oh my! Owusu with the 3 from the wing. It's a tight ball game inside the final minute. The Blues call for time.
That was a great run there by Geelong.
It's all happening, Ash.
It is all happening. But what I like there by Geelong at the end, Gatlin knew he didn't have a layup, pulled up. Thomas was able to bring that defender that was guarding Owusu on the wing by his dive to the basket, and Owusu saw that, was ready to shoot before that ball had left Gatlin's hands, and the rest is history.
Well, we're seeing big plays by both teams. We saw Barker hit a corner 3, Hadziomiric with a fadeaway, and now Owusu with a 3 from the wing, and it's all happening. Tight ball game inside the final minute.
And the plays are happening by the veteran players on their teams. This is why they get paid the big bucks, or the medium bucks at least.
That's it. Hadziomiric, he's up to 17 points to lead the Blues. Bozeman's got 16. Gatlin has 21. Owusu is now up to 12. And it's just a phenomenal finish. A second straight thriller here at Frankston tonight.
And it's fun watching right now. Iggy for Frankston and Thomas for Geelong. They're doing everything for their teams. They're crashing the boards. They're being leaders. They're dictating the rest of the team. And they're also making a count on the scoreboard.
They certainly are. They're coming up big when it matters most. It's going to be Blues ball. And possibly only 2 or 3 possessions left in the game. So what do they run here? The Blues have advanced the ball. What are they going to run out of this timeout?
It'll be interesting to see what Harms has in his bag of tricks of play. What I either want to see is either McDonald or Bozeman coming for ball screen or that handoff. Downhill aggressively. They've been hard to guard when the ball has come back to them on a long closeout. Looks like they got McDonald coming off that ball screen.
Barker.
Good job by Barker, shot fake.
Tough shot by Barker! Oh my! He gets it to go! He puts his team ahead by 2 and a chance to make it 3.
That is a tough circus shot there by Barker. Gatlin asking the question, where was the foul?
A lot of contact, but Barker gets it to go.
But that shot was available because Barker did a great job catching, ready to shoot, got Marlo Hicks in the air. Great attack after that.
But the 3-point ball game, the Blues are in front. Yeah, if you're the Supercats, you've got to stick with what you've been doing. Move the ball, right?
Absolutely. Get that ball through Thomas and Gatlin's hands and see what they can create. As they
go straight to Thomas. He's guarded by Hadziomiric. Short on the shot. And it's going to be Blues ball. I think that's going to be on Thomas for a push on the rebound.
It looks like that's Gatlin out the back. I'm not sure how many fouls he's on.
It is Gatlin.
I think that might be.
It is Gatlin.
That'll be his 4th foul.
So we're inside 24 seconds to go. And Gatlin's on 4, Hicks is on 4, Blight's on 4.
And that's a big call right there, obviously putting Bozeman at the line to make this a 5-point game. And give credit to Coach O'Neill. He has not spoken to the referees all night, but he is not happy about that call.
Big free throws here by Bozeman. This one will make it real tough now. Makes both from the line. It's a 5-point ball game. So the Supercats going to look for a quick score. They go to Hicks, and he gets the 2. It's still a 3-point game. Extended pressure, and we've got the foul. So that'll send Bozeman back to the free throw line at the other end with 14.5 seconds to play.
And great job there by Bozeman. He knew they were coming in for a steal. He saw that little gap and was able to push the ball out into the space. And Owusu, being the smart player he is, knew he had to foul him right there so he couldn't get out in the break into the open space.
So the crowd's gone deathly silent. And Bozeman is really coming up big with these free throws.
He needs to make this because Geelong has a lot of talent at the offensive end. They can get a score very quick, as we just saw from the last play.
So 4 straight free throws by Damon Bozeman.
Geelong will look for a 3 here, try and shorten that.
Hicks is open. Owusu goes all the way. And so Blues have called for time.
I said they'd go for a 3, and Owusu said, I'm not listening to you, Ash. I'm going to do my own thing. Fair enough.
If they're going to give me a layup, I'm taking a layup, and it was a quick one, but just under 7 seconds to play. The Blues still lead by 3, will have possession, and it's hard to think they're not going to advance the ball on this play. Or do you think they're going to go the open court?
No, they'll advance that. They'll get it up into the front court. It'll be interesting to see what Coach O'Neill does. Will he try something new, or are they just going to stay up in the lanes and deny?
Well, in any case, it's been a thrilling encounter, and the Blues are in the box seat to win their first game of the season.
If I'm Coach O'Neill right now, I'd be looking to just keep one big on to be able to guard Majuka, go with the 4 guards so we can continue to switch and maintain that they keep hand pressure in the lanes. However, Thomas has been doing a great job of being able to guard that smaller player, so you might as well keep him on the floor anyway. And maybe put him on the ball to be able to put a bit of length on that inbounder and force that ball to go over the top, allowing Geelong to get a hand to it.
Well, we're seeing unchanged lineups from both teams come back onto the floor. And again, if you look at the Supercats, you could probably argue all 5 can shoot the 3 ball as well.
And Thomas going to defend the inbounder now. He's going to try and use his length. And the Blues starting with a line play to get open.
So Barker with ball. So the Supercats couldn't get the steal they really needed. And really, right now, Barker can seal this. This will be the icing.
Let's see how clutch Barker is.
The crowd again has gone deathly silent. No hesitation.
That was never missing.
Didn't even think about it.
Never missing.
One of the quickest free throws I've ever seen in this situation. He's just gone straight up, and he's done it again. And this is going to be a win for the Blues. This is going up. Owusu misses on the buzzer, but it's the Frankston RSL Blues winning their first game of the season. They take it out 77-72 in a very good performance, particularly the second half by the Blues. And it makes it a winning double for the Blues tonight, something we haven't seen from the Blues for some time.
Yeah, very good night. 2 great wins there, and this Geelong team's going to be great all year. Obviously, leaders with Gatlin and Thomas. A really good night for the Frankston Blues to get their season off and going.
Well, the Geelong's also got their other import to come back into the lineup, who was missing tonight as well. But we'll run through the leading scorers for you. For the winners, it was Bozeman, finishes with 20 points. He also had 5 assists, 3 rebounds and 3 steals. Came up with the money free throws at the end. to ice the game. Hadsio Merivich, what a season he's having as well. He's loving it here in Frankston. 17 points, 8 rebounds. He did have 6 turnovers tonight, but we'll overlook it because they got the win. Barker, 16 points. Came up with a big three-pointer late as well. McDonald with 11 off the bench. He was very important. And for Geelong, well, we've said plenty about Gatlin tonight. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He did a bit of everything. And your man, Thomas, 11-11, double-double, threw out 3 assists. They also had Owusu, 14 points. They had Hicks have 12. He had 7 rebounds. He had his hands full with Majuk all night, but they did a pretty good job on him. But it's the Blues that come away for the win.
There's not much else to say. Listen, there's still both teams, a lot of positives to take out of it. There's still a lot of things that need fixing, but we are only in round 3 of the NBL1 season, and I'm sure that offense will definitely clean up for both teams. But again, a great night for the Frankston Blues.
It certainly was. It's been a winning double for the Blues tonight. Thanks for joining us wherever you are for this round 3 NBL1 action. We've enjoyed it. Ash Arnott, hope you've enjoyed your time tonight.
No, thanks for having me, and I believe I'm back for the Anzac Day clash.
Brilliant. That's going to be a big one against Dandenong. Of course, we always love that one.
Coach Harms against his former coach and old side in Darren Perry and Dandenong Rangers.
So thanks for joining us for this action. We'll be back next week for Anzac Day clash. And again, plenty more action in NBL 1 round 3 coming up this weekend. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.